Welcome to Fifth Dimensional Life, Mass Human Awakening. I'm Lise, your host. I'm super excited to talk about Hollow Earth. This is one of my favorite topics because when I was a kid and learning about the Earth, and you would see like the Earth and then all the layers of the crust, and then just like a molten lava core, and I was like, "What? That that doesn't feel right." Like something's off with this. And everyone was just like nodding their heads like along with it. And I was just like, this doesn't make sense. There's a lot of things in this world that don't make sense. And then when I came across the Hollow Earth and um, Inner Earth, Agartha, Admiral Byrd, all of these things, it just felt, you know, like, oh, like finally, finally there's other people who feel the same way, that, the earth is different than what they're programming us to believe in schools. And I reflected on this a lot. I did a lot of research on it. I watched everything I could basically, um, that I could find, just to discover more about it. And it's incredible, even just how it, um, just feeling the vibration of this type of information, how it resonates within yourself. I highly recommend you try that with every different type of information that you come across. So the big thing is that there's these openings on every planet, including Earth, on the poles. So North Pole and South Pole, there are these gigantic holes where you can go into, and there's the center sun in there. Like I mentioned in a few other videos, the center sun, we can connect into it, and it also gives pulses off as well, and also is helping our ascension process further along. Um, in Antarctica, there's lots of really interesting things happening. I made a video about how ETs and elites are meeting there. There's evidence to support that. Um, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it. If you've done any remote viewing or astral traveling to it. Corey Good also, he's been to Agartha and met with the people there. I think her name is Ka Ari. And they're humans basically from the future, millions of years into the future, and their lifestyle is so fascinating to hear about. They can levitate, they have advanced psychic abilities. It's very, very much peaceful. They all look out for each other. They help each other raise their children. It's very much like a community type thing. And everyone is focused on staying in a higher vibration and just progressing their abilities. They have universal knowledge that they're tapped into as well. So they know their past lifetimes, and um, what their soul missions are and everything like that. So it's absolutely fascinating to hear about these stories. In 2020, I did some astral traveling and remote viewing down to there. I was also connecting with the Agarthans. That's one of the larger kind of cities that is there, or, some people call it different things. Some people call it the city, or some people call it just like the whole land that's in there. There's a few different like large cities in there. City of Shambhalan. There's also these entryways from the upper crust of the earth down through these huge, massive caverns. And there's a whole bunch of like waterways in here. There's magma in here as well. Reptilian bases are in where it's really, really hot. They like the heat. The oxygen level is incredibly high the further you go into the earth. where the oxygen level here on the surface is not as much. It's harder for beings to come up onto the surface. There's lots of radiation up here, lots of toxins and poisons, and not as much oxygen as well. Um, there's also like the flat earthers that believe that. How I see it is that's the two-dimensional view of the earth is the flat earth. Whereas, if you want to look into three-dimensional view, that's just kind of the physical. Fourth dimensional view is energetic plane. 5D is, higher spiritual type planes, and so on and so forth. There's also, I've done some remote viewing and astral traveling to the Himalayas. And there's this like monastery on one of the mountains, and I've been there in past lifetimes, and I've connected with monks there, which is absolutely kind of mind blowing. Even just saying it out loud. There's one monk that has come to me in my meditations quite often, and he's just absolutely amazing. He has such a loving, kind of funny personality. He's so sweet, but there's this huge temple that there's quite a few temples, but one of them is an entryway into Middle Earth as well. So there's many different ways to get through there. Some of them take like a few days to walk through. So absolutely fascinating to learn about. There's lots of people who connect with the beings from there. So many extraterrestrials go into the Middle Earth from the Arctic or from Antarctic points. There's lots of lakes that they go through. Even in Saskatchewan, Canada, there's a slough that there's lots of UFO sightings where the UFO goes into the slough and travels into inner Earth. There's a lot of natural resources on our planet inside, and like in the crusts and in Agartha as well. So that's why beings, lots of them come and go from here, and also from other planets too. Venus. That's why we can't obviously see many civilizations on all the other planets in our solar system, because they're all living on the inside. Many of them are living on the insides of these planets, like the Venusians on the planet Venus. And, that's part of the Great Awakening, is for us to realize, whoa, there's lots of sentient beings living inside on our planet, and all the many different layers of our planet, and also on every other planet in the solar system. Our planet and the rest of our solar system and all the other galaxies, they are teeming with life. There's over 900 different types of species and like sentient beings that interact with our planet and have been for eons. And part of this Great Awakening, as I mentioned, is us waking up to that we are not alone. We are sharing this planet and this space with many other beings. We're like graduating into the cosmos. And so here's more on Agartha, even maps of it. Lots of people have gone astral traveling there. Some have even been brought there, like Corey Good. And many of the Agarthans had been contacting humans and trying to help us raise our vibration. As far as I know now, and kind of how I'm feeling it out, as a lot of them have evacuated the center sun because of the upcoming event that is going to occur, where there's major solar flares and solar flashes from within the earth and from the sun in our solar system too. Here's more on Admiral Byrd. He flew his plane over the Arctic, but he ended up going into the hole and finding Agartha and flying into this, it was like cold Arctic. And then he went into like this beautiful tropical warm place. So he basically like flew into and back out of it. You can see it on here, Admiral Byrd's flight 1947. So he went in and back out. And then for the rest of his career, he went to Antarctica to finish out his career there. And it was called Project High Jump. Super interesting to look into. This is a really cool mini documentary on inner earth, and it has a lot of evidence to support the existence of these civilizations, and that there's so much more going on our planet and inside our planet than we've been programmed to believe. Always ask yourself, is this information that I know to be true, like I have found it out for myself, or is it information that was programmed into me through society, through school, like institutes, um, third dimensional view type books? So where is your information coming from? Question everything. Look at everything in a multi-dimensional viewpoint, not just from the physical third dimensional viewpoint. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope this gets you excited about our planet and how amazing our planet is, and how much more we have to discover inside and out here and the universe. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.